I've been having quite a lot of trouble with my HP Rush deck, so I decided to try a new deck. Not exactly new, but after seeing a competitive video of a store championship where an NBN player used lots of cheap end run ice, however, mixed with lots of program trashing, he was able to keep the run out long enough for him to score enough agenda points for victory. So here I'm trying to do the same. I have lots of cheap end run ice here, like Enigma and Wraparound. I believe there's a an Enigma on R&D right now, and that should keep the runner out long enough for me to get my stuff going. And without a Mimic Data Sucker, this Andromeda is going to have a program to trash very easily. I draw into an early Astro script, which is very nice. Now I just need to get the Sand on the board to score it. I drew on my second click and I saw market research, not something I wanted to see. In The World Is Yours deck, I only have 18 agenda points. Most of them are awesome agendas like 3-2s and breaking news. The one weakness is the single copy of market research that I have to include to make up the 18 agenda points. And yes, market research is not something I want to see unless the runner goes tag me. And even if they go tag me, I cannot score it in a single turn, so that's not good. The York comes out, and now my R&D is wide open. But I'm not too concerned about that just yet because a lot of agendas are in my hand, including my Astro script, which is all that matters. So I think he sees that and he begins to raid HQ. I'll capitalize on that with 3 credits, and I'll let him pull out whatever agenda he wants. Oh, he pulled out the Astro script. That changes things. That is very painful. Alright. The good thing about pop-up window over HQ is that once you have a critical mass of credits, getting siphon isn't a big deal. By siphoning me, he still gives me 1 credit. So I'm not exactly capped poor. It's just that he becomes rich, but he has to clear the tax because I have closed accounts. Not that he knows that yet, but you should always be prepared for that. I see a rotor turret, which is fantastic. That will keep him out. The question is HQ or R&D. I decided HQ because it's... And then I drew into a wraparound, and that immediately goes on R&D. So hopefully he'll impale himself into my rotor turret, and I'll get to trash one of his programs. We'll see if he's that careless. I think he's more likely to make a careless run on HQ than R&D, hence I installed rotor turret on HQ. But he ran on R&D instead. Oh, he ran on HQ. Okay, he's stopping right there. Yes, I think trashing the York was no question for me. It's a very simple choice because any ND deck will pack 3 data suckers, and retrieving another data sucker is very easy for Andromeda, and it costs only 1 to play. Whereas the York, most likely there are only 1 or 2 copies in the deck, and it costs 5 to play. Furthermore, I power shutdown, which can get rid of the data sucker at any time. 3 copies of power shutdown. So all I need to do is to keep drawing up until I find a power shutdown, and the data sucker will disappear. He then installs a Femme Fatale on my rotor turret. That is obviously an extremely questionable move. If you know that that's a rotor turret, you can break it for 2 with Femme Fatale. So I'm not sure. There was no reason. Let's put it this way. There is absolutely no reason for him to fem the rotor turret. I install my Jackson and get some card draw going. I want to see the power shutdown. And I really don't have any incentive just yet to score the BU from hand. Oh, okay. He siphons me again. Very well. Well, Sen. You still want to go through the siphon? I don't think so. So, sure enough, I don't think... Yes, he doesn't go through the siphon. Instead, he pulls out 1 card from my hand. It's a wraparound. I'm not very happy about wraparound because it's so easy for Andromeda to get a corrodor out. So, I'm not planning to install the wraparound anytime soon. However, if I see any more program trashing ice in my deck, that might change things. Being able to trash his corrodor is a huge deal. I draw into a hedge fund with no credits to play it, and I have no credits to score any agendas out of hand with the Sensen either. So I draw it with Jackson instead, and I see the sweep, which is exactly what I needed. Not really, because he only had 3 cards in hand, but that will do in a pinch, and I'm in a pinch right now. I'll just hope that he doesn't throw me a third account siphon. That would be really unfortunate. Yes, against criminals, there's always a significant chance of being siphon locked. R&D lock is the most dangerous thing in this game, but until you have realized what a siphon lock actually does, yeah, it's actually pretty painful to get siphon locked. Having no money to play is not fun at all. I had some agendas in archives, which I shuffled back to R&D promptly. And yes, I got rid of the market research and bill in my hand simply because HQ is entirely porous right now. Next move is obviously to crack up. I feigned the Jackson in the remote because the Sensen is probably a better move. However, I do not want my second copy of Sensen to get trashed, just like that. Turns out it didn't make. I should have thrown the Sensen in because he didn't run on that server. So now I'll throw the Sensen in now that I have at least 8 credits to activate the combo, and now that I have an agenda in hand. So now this should be pretty threatening to him. However, he's only on 3 credits and a KT with only 3 creds. So I highly doubt he's going to go into this server. Double layer server. And sure enough, he just keeps drawing. Not sure what he's trying to find here. And he collects KT. Now at this point, I'm wondering to myself, should I trash my Jackson and score the Gila from hand? I would really love to score Gila hands from hand because I need the money. Okay, the Corroder comes out. That's dangerous. Now, yes, R&D is one step closer to being porous. Prior to this, after destroying his York, there was no way he was getting into R&D at all. R&D was completely secure. I was able to get all the agendas I needed from R&D. But now that's no longer the case. Corroder's on the table, and if I don't trash it quickly, things are going to get dicey. Especially with 5 data sucker tokens. So I'm definitely looking for my power shutdown. Now that I've scored my Gila, I'm down to 1 credit. That's the problem with rashly scoring agendas like that. But I'm hoping that this can be compensated for by virtue of having a Gila hand squad, which means that I should be able to make money faster. I also have drawn into my second Astro script. I hope to score that in the double secure server. However, I remember the ice in there. I believe the innermost ice is a Grim, which won't stop him, especially with 5 data sucker tokens. And the outermost piece of ice, I forgot what it was. Wraparound. It's probably a wraparound. Yeah. So I'm rather apprehensive on throwing my Astro script in just like that. He's definitely going to get through the server, and I really want to score this Astro script. There were some credit issues because he activated his Corolla for wraparound simultaneously while I was charging him for the pop-up window. So Octagon bugged out there a bit, but we settled it pretty quickly. He continues loading up KT. Throughout this game, he has been pretty poor, which is a good thing. His siphons, only 1 siphon managed to land, and he used all that money to buy himself a Frankfurter. So now he's very low on credits. I ice up HQ once again, but it's still porous because the outermost piece of ice is a pop-up window. But I hope that will deter any further account siphons. He just gets lots of money because that's what he needs, and I draw into my interns. This is huge. I instantly reinstall my Sensen. So now I have a 3rd Sensen, and I'm ready to score the Astro script if he doesn't do anything about it. Yes, indeed, he continues gaining money, at which point... Okay, at this point, I thought to myself, he's on 9 credits, he has 9 credits on KT, I need to blow something up with breaking news. I can do it. I saw this combo being performed in one of the store championships, and that was amazing to watch. Using breaking news on a Sensen City grid to give the runner attack and trash either a KT Jones or to close accounts is a very strong combination, and it's why close accounts should be run in every NBN deck that runs breaking news. However, I realized I was one credit short because to trash his loaded KT Jones. That was my intention, to trash his KT Jones. Would have cost me too much. I was one credit short of doing so. So instead, I scored the Astro script instead, which ultimately is probably the better choice because you really want to get the Astro script out. Have an Astro script token as a backup. Now I'm on 3 points. If I can score another 2-pointer, my Astro script token will buy me victory. But now I'm low on credits, so I click for 4 credits. Not a very good idea, as you'll soon see. He unloads KT and loads up Crypsis. Oh, by the way, he's using Crypsis. Very, very inefficient. Alright, now he goes to remove my Sensen, which is a very wise choice. Because next turn I was ready to score the breaking news to close his accounts. Yes, had he not attacked the Sensen, the next turn I would definitely have scored the breaking news and closed his big fat accounts. Instead, I draw into a hedge fund, which means more money for me. I definitely need the money now to rest some ice and I don't know. Keep safe from account siphons, I guess. That's the biggest thing on my mind, account siphons. Thankfully, he doesn't have another York, it seems, so he's forced to use his Crypsis to break through the Enigma, which is very inefficient. Last turn, it seemed like quite a good opportunity to purge virus counters, but well, with power shutdown, I don't think there's really any need for me to purge virus counters. He searches through R&D, but obviously there's nothing because they're all in my hand. I draw into a power shutdown that he saw. Yes, he knows it's coming. There goes your data sucker. This is why I love power shutdown. The only other virus which I'm really worried about is medium. And yes, medium is quite a problem and would definitely warrant virus purging if it gets out of hand. I then attempt to score a market research, seeing that he only has 3 credits and KT Jones with 3 credits. I don't think he will dare to make a run on my remote, even though he is able to get through. He's definitely able to get through, but I don't think he will make a run on my remote. As I said, Andes always have data suckers, and sure enough, one appears on the board just as I power shut down the previous one. But my job was done because now he has to regain his tempo by collecting all those data sucker tokens once again. And I can always power shut down once more when I need to. Oh, one benefit of the power shutdown just now was that because he dug 2 cards out of my R&D, and the first was a power shutdown, the second wasn't an agenda, so I knew that I could easily mill 1 card from R&D using power shutdown without worrying that it's an agenda. That was quite nice. So yes, indeed, my market research was safe and I scored it only for 2 points, but that puts me on match point. And I think he realizes that, so he raids my R&D, and I'll make sure that I gain maximum value from him raiding R&D. Right now he's on quite a few credits, so I saw no point in me raising the Roto target. It will only tax him for 2 anyway. So I hope he doesn't pull out the Bill, otherwise that will be game over for me. I'll not say game over, but yes, I suffered from tunnel vision there. I didn't realize that I could have won the previous turn. I was too busy telling myself use the blue level currents, use the blue level, but I didn't. And alright, the Bill's in there, and he's about to score it. but not before I force him with the Grim. I know he can break through the Grim easily with the Fairy, but I still want to force him to do so. At least force the Fairy out so that he has to think twice about running. What if he runs into an Ichi? Oh, just kidding, it's not a Bill, it's a Jackson Howard. I'll trash that and dilute my R&D pool. Thank you very much. He then continues locking down R&D. But by this point, I knew that as long as he didn't snipe the Bill from my hand, I was going to win the game. Yes, I finally realized that I had an Astro Script token. That's why it's so important to score the Astro Script. Yes, it is the best agenda in the game. Yeah. I mean, the breaking news combo is nice, but when you have Astro Script in hand, you definitely want to score it. And this time I rest the Rotor Turret because I can. By now I realize that as long as he didn't take the Bill, I would have won. So I'll just make him pay. And he's low on credits now anyway, so now it would matter. He doesn't draw it, and I proceed to win the game. So all in all, I think, yes, this deck definitely has potential. I think the problem with my previous iterations of NBN is that I tried to tax the runner when taxing is not what NBN does best. I tried to end the run on the runner when that is not what NBN does best. What NBN does best is to allow you to come in, but at such a but only if you are willing to sacrifice the tempo swing to give the corp credits through pop-up window to enable the corp to do things like power shutdown and program trashing. Basically encouraging runs when when it's not ideal for the runner. So I hope I can improve on this The World Is Yours deck, and hopefully I can make it competitive. Thanks for watching. Hope this has been an insightful video. See you around.